Hey everybody, my name is Joanne Ferreira and my business is called The Passionate Plan. And thanks for joining me this afternoon. So I inspire you to challenge your status quo, which means challenge your way of thinking and challenge your way of being in the world or reacting so that you can be fully yourself, live a life of integrity, and do work that truly matters. The world needs you to do that right now. So today I'm going to talk about something that happened to me last week. I went to a store to buy a new pair of jeans because I was going salsa dancing and this hot mama likes to look good. So I'm at the cash and I ask about the return policy, because you know how sometimes in the mirror in the store things look way different than when you get home, right? And she's like, okay, that's a fair question. And I've noticed lately that a lot of people are using that phrase in common language. So people are saying things like, that's fair or that's not fair. And I'm really interested in that whole topic of fairness. Because as we think about fairness in this manner, that's fair or that's not fair, really life is not fair. Because why do bad things happen to good people? Why do some really good people get horrible illnesses? Why do children die early? Why do natural disasters happen? Why is it that right now in Sierra Leone, people's houses are covered in mud and people have lost loved ones? I could go on and on about what's not fair about what's happening in the world. So I step back a little bit and I say, is that a helpful way, frame of reference? Is that a helpful way to look at things? Is it fair? Because here's the other thing. Usually when we're looking at that fair balance, and we're saying, is it fair? That's not fair. We usually are at the bottom end of the it's not fair scale, right? We never actually think about fairness when we're at the top end of the scale. So, we might be like, well, I live in a country where life is okay. Life is great, actually. I have a safe home. Things are, as they should be. Is that fair? Is that fair that I get treated differently because of the color of my skin or because of my religion? Is that fair, right? Usually when we are thinking, it's not fair, this is not fair, we're at the bottom end of the scale and we are tending to think like a victim, which leaves us with nothing to do and no power to do it in. And in terms of developmental psych, when we find ourselves in that place, usually we are in that place of about 5 years old. So notice when you've raised children, if you have raised children, or you are around children who are 5, around that age, that's when they start to say things like, what's in it for me? Now, they don't say it like that, but if you ask them to pick up something off the floor or help you with dishes, they'll say things like, so what will you give me in return? That's that kind of tit for tat thinking, right? That's that narrow sense, it's fierce but narrow sense of fairness. Now, I do believe in some kind of big karma, some kind of universal fairness, quotes unquote, but I don't think that I completely understand it, and I don't think it's as narrow as this is not fair. So I'm going to invite you and invite me to think instead of, to take ourselves out of that victim thinking and think instead of, is there anything I can do about this? Is there any place that I can be moved to do something about this thing that I think is not fair? And that's all my blabbing for today. Until next time, be passionate. And if you want to know more about how you can create a brain, your own brain, that's set up for success, private message me and ask me about my virtual course, 7 weeks to building a brain for success. And until next time, be passionate.